Good morning again. Maybe I'll say that like 6 more times. It'll get interesting each time. So I am so excited to be here with you today and to stand on this land, and I want to say thank you for that prayer as we stand on the land of the Shakopee Winwakaton Sioux community. I always was taught that when I come on somebody else's land, I offer a prayer in my mind, I lay out tobacco, and I thank them for being a visitor here on this land. So I just want to acknowledge that we stand on the land of these people who have not only survived, but continue to thrive as we see this incredible facility we're in, and all of the services, the incredible food you just ate. Who enjoyed breakfast? Yes. Thank you to everybody who prepared breakfast. We're so lucky to have such thriving communities where we can come and spend our time and offer our prayers and be part of the strength and resiliency of their community by joining them here on this land. So remember, you are a visitor to this land. How is it you're going to come in a good way? And I think we started in a good way, and I want to again offer thanks to the drum, to the honor guard for the prayer. And we're doing things, a friend of mine said one time, the thing that makes us, that really holds us as Native people is that we move in ceremony. And that's how we start, and that's who we are. And when we remind ourselves that we are a people of ceremony, starting things with a prayer, making sure our songs are sung, making sure we are truly bringing in and representing those people who came before us so that we could be here in such an incredible community today. That is us moving in ceremony. And so I want to thank everybody who has been part of bringing this all together. I'm Abigail Echohawk. I am an enrolled citizen of the Pawnee Nation of Oklahoma on my father's side, but I was born and raised in the heart of Alaska amongst the upper Athabascan people of Mentasta Lake, Alaska, and was fortunate to be born and raised also in Delta Junction, Alaska. So I'm a really unique Plains Alaska native unicorn, you could call me. Not a lot of us out there. So I'm really excited to see people from both of my communities. I've run into people from Alaska already, and I've run in my incredible aunt, had some time with her yesterday from the Pawnee community. So we are an incredible group of people here. I've been thinking a lot. I get to say a few words. How many people were here at the very first nutrition conference 4 years ago? See some hands. How many people were here at the second? Third? Fourth? Come on, you guys, trick question. Wake up. We have had this incredible opportunity to build and grow this conference and to see the work of the planning committee, of Mindy, and of the others who have really pulled this together. And we're so fortunate. I was recently at a conference and somebody introduced me and they're like, Abigail Echohawk's going to come and talk to us about the historically underserved community, American Indians and Alaska Natives. And when I got up on the stage, I realized I'm not part of a historically underserved community. Because why is Western history assigned to be mine? That's not my history. That's their history. In my history, I was loved and cherished and prayers sung for me. And the thoughts of my ancestors always thinking about me as they thought towards those next generations. That is my history. That other history, that's colonial history. We are institutionally underserved. We are not historically underserved. That's the difference about what we're going to be doing here over the next 3 days, is that we are going to be acknowledging and claiming our history and the strength of our ancestors. We are historically resilient. We are institutionally underserved. And we are so fortunate to have, as part of this conference with us, we are going to be joined by the Native American Journalism Association. It's the first time we've done this. They're going to be joining us for the meals, so make sure you mingle, make some new friends, and they'll be going to their sessions separately. We will have a few sessions that come together. This is our opportunity to come together, and I appreciate having these incredible Native journalists here because they are part of changing the story that people write about our people. And we are going to be part of that today as we recognize that every Indigenous person in this room comes from a line of ancestors who prayed for them, who sang for them, who stood for them, whose history was one of strength, resiliency, and pure fire and fury to ensure that our next generations were held in our arms, safe, whole. That's what nutrition is. It's our relationship with the land. It's our relationship with each other, with our food, and the reclaiming of these systems. We're not part of a history that says American Indians and Alaska Natives just have the highest rates of obesity. We're not part of a history that says our people are more likely to get diabetes. We're part of a history that says, you could say that, but we know how to heal. And that's what we're going to be doing in this conference. So I'm so excited to be able to join you and help MC this conference. We have such an incredible list of speakers. I see some people in the room who are my heroes. So make new friends. That is an ancestral way. You are conferencing. Who's ever been called a conference Indian? Okay, I have been called a conference Indian a lot. And it's been used as a dang, that girl's at every conference I go to. Well, I'm here to say I am a conference Indian, and I'm 100% proud of that, because we have always gathered as Native people to share knowledge, to make relationships, to make friends, to learn everything we can from each other so our people have the greatest future. So you all here and all of our allies and friends, we are conferencing for that exact same purpose. We are practicing ancestral traditions. So they may call it a conference, you may call it a gathering, whatever language your people used, but we are coming together to share knowledge. So make new friends, and we're going to have some new friends join us on the stage, some incredible folks who have been part of making sure that we have this incredible space, who are going to welcome us here to Minnesota. And we are going to start with we have the Secretary-Treasurer of this incredible community, Rebecca Crook-Stratton, she is from the Midwest Area Vice President Alternate of NCAI, so National Congress of American Indians, where she represents the tribes in the Midwest as well as serves on the Board of Directors for Indian Country Today. So Rebecca is a representative of the Shakopee, Mdewakanton Sioux community, and we would like to welcome her to come up and say a few words.
Thank you, Abigail, for that wonderful introduction. Ha mitakiapi, hahana zikara winmie, chante washte unnape, chiuzapiye. Wasichuie, Rebecca Crook-Stratton, amakiapiye, shakpe, bade wakantawan, ma Dakota. Donya yahipi, iyokpi, unyampi. Good morning, everyone. Hello, all my relatives. My Dakota name is Morning Bird, and today I greet you with an open heart. My English name is Rebecca Crook-Stratton, and I am from the Shakopee Mdewakanton Sioux community. For everybody that's here, we're excited to have you. Thank you for joining us. On behalf of the Shakopee Mdewakanton Sioux community, good morning. Our nation extends its warmest welcome to you and is thrilled to have you as our honored guests and visit our Dakota homelands. My fellow Business Council colleagues, Chairman Charlie Vig and Vice Chairman Keith Anderson, have asked me to extend their greetings. We hope you find the programming informative and useful in your own work. We trust this provides an opportunity to renew old friendships and make new ones. We're excited to have both the 4th Annual Conference on Native American Nutrition and the National Native Media Conference here at Mystic Lake Center. As a presenting sponsor of the Native Nutrition Conference since it began, our tribe has been proud to support this event and watch it grow over the years. It is the only scientific conference series in the world devoted to the nutrition and foodways of Indigenous peoples, one of the most fundamental of our identities, our humanity, our existence, and our sovereignty as Native communities. When I say scientific, I mean it in an all-embracing way, because since its inception in 2016, a hallmark of this conference has been its recognition of both traditional Indigenous knowledge systems and Western academic science. We extend a special thanks to the University of Minnesota for our wonderful and long-standing partnership in making this conference possible. We are so grateful to have the university's new president, Joan Gable, join us here this morning. And I want to pay a special tribute to Professor Mindy Kurtzer and the Healthy Foods, Healthy Lives Institute, which she leads, for the enormous task of planning and organizing these conferences for the past 4 years. Can we give Mindy a round of applause? Thank you, Mindy. Mindy has done a phenomenal job of recruiting Native researchers and practitioners to serve on the planning committee and organizing the programming. Mindy, we're grateful for you and your team's efforts. I'd also like to recognize Dean Brian Burr, Dean of the College of Food and Agriculture, and Natural Sciences at the University of Minnesota for his support of this event. Can we also give Dean Burr a round of applause, please? New this year, we're excited to have the Nutrition Conference held concurrently with the National Native Media Conference. Organized by the Native American Journalists Association, this media conference brings together important Native leaders and practitioners in media and journalism. The SMSC has been a proud supporter of NAJA, and we welcome you to our community. As a board member of Indian Country today, I realize the importance of the work these journalists have in sharing our perspective and highlighting events in Indian Country. Thank you for amplifying our voice, and we wish you a successful conference also. But just a little word of advice to everyone. There are a bunch of journalists, so when you're chatting with your friends, make sure you're off the record or you might be published somewhere. By co-locating these two conferences, we hope that you will get to know each other and share stories about your work over shared meals, working sessions, hallway conversations, and receptions. We want Native journalists to know about the incredible work being done to restore Native dietary health, and we want Native nutrition experts to understand how working journalists and professional communications apply their craft. Joined together this week, we know you will enrich each other's experience. Each of you play a critical role in improving the lives and amplifying the voices of Native communities. Thank you for the work you do, and thank you for joining us here today.
Next, I would like to welcome Joan Gable, who we inaugurated as 17th president of the University of Minnesota later this week. She leads the university's mission by honoring its legacy as a place of discovery and opportunity, while emphasizing solutions inspired by Minnesotans that serve the state and change the world. So Joan, welcome to the stage. And I just want to say I go to a lot of stuff with university folks, and this is the only place where the president shows up. So thank you.
Thank you, Abigail and Rebecca, and good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm glad I'm the only president, but maybe we'll have some more soon. How about that? So, welcome to the 4th Annual Seeds of Native Health Conference from the University of Minnesota. The university's Healthy Foods, Healthy Lives Institute is delighted and honored to be a presenting sponsor along with, of course, the Shakopee and Wakantan Sioux community of this very important conference. And I want to add my thanks to Mindy Kurzer and her colleagues for their tremendous work and for the collaboration that goes into the preparation of a conference like this. It's exactly this kind of collaboration and partnership with the community here and with all of your communities that allow us to continue to fulfill our commitment, work together to solve problems, and be effective allies and partners with the sovereign nations of Minnesota and beyond. So as you heard earlier, I'm in my 3rd month in office, so I've got it all figured out, as you might imagine, one can do in 90 days. But one thing I've seen very clearly is the profound effect of these partnerships, and for example, and in particular with SMSC, has had and continues to have on the university, and what that then allows us to do on behalf of all of you and others. So for example, we welcomed the 10th class of SMSC scholars to the university this year, and they joined the hundreds of current and graduated scholars that represent many different nations from around the nation, on campus and on other campuses. It's one of the most meaningful scholarships at the university, and it's made possible specifically because of this generosity. And we also have just celebrated the 10th anniversary of the dedication of the Tribal Nations Plaza at TCF Bank Stadium, which includes 11 sky markers, each incorporating information about the Minnesota tribal nations, including tribal flags, images, and facts. And this plaza was also made possible as a result of this generosity and is an incredible part of the entire experience of being on our campus and has a lot of visibility as a result, which we consider very important. So to all the SMSC leadership members and representatives here today, we're very grateful for the enduring partnership and how that allows us to amplify, like our journalist colleagues who are here today, the work that we're doing together. For this conference, we at the University of Minnesota really embrace, understand, and respect our responsibility to create relationships that respect the sovereignty and cultural resources of Native American communities today and for future generations. And personally, as president of the university, I'm very committed to that. Challenges within Indian country are challenges, but we believe, as you've already heard this morning, that the best way to meet any challenge is to combine strengths of leadership, research, activism, and education. And we absolutely believe that we're stronger together and that together we can help restore food sovereignty and improve Native American nutrition. And we think this conference is a really unique opportunity to do so because, as Abigail so effectively described, it combines indigenous wisdom with academic research. And by bringing these two ways of knowing together in a mutually respectful environment, we can preserve and advance the best of both. So it's very encouraging to be a part of this and to see it grow and to see, as each person raised their hands, the number of additional hands that went up with each year of attendance. It offers such a rich array of speakers, topics, knowledge, food, friendship, and all the things that we think bring us better and make us stronger. And we're honored and humbled and grateful to be a part of it and for all of you to be here and that we can be here with you. So on behalf of the University of Minnesota, we're very committed to this conference's success, to the underlying mission of the conference's success, and to the improved health of Native Americans throughout this great state and beyond. Thank you very much for having us.
Thank you so much. And I know in your program that it says we're going to be hearing from Nikki. However, she was unfortunately not able to make it today. And instead, we have her wonderful colleague with us, Lisa Bailey. And so I don't have a bio for her, but she stepped in very last minute for her colleague. So I assume she's very nice.
Good morning. Thank you so much for giving us the opportunity from the Minnesota Department of Human Services to be here today to welcome you and participate in this amazing event. It's truly an honor to be here. Greetings to the tribal elders, the tribal leaders, our state leaders. It's an honor to be here after President Gable. I don't know if I see her still. Thank you for all of you who are leading in your efforts in your communities to lift up the importance of indigenous food to promote positive health outcomes of American Indian communities. My name is Lisa Bailey. I'm the acting Assistant Commissioner of the Minnesota Department of Human Services in the Children and Family Services Division. We oversee all of the adoption, kinship care, foster care, child support, child protection, economic assistance, refugee services, emergency food assistance, and supplemental nutrition assistance program, which of course we refer to here as SNAP. I'm so excited to see all of you from all across Minnesota, the United States, and even the world here in one place, here in Minnesota, to focus our attention on improving Native American nutrition by blending traditional American Indian practices and mainstream research. In partnership with tribal nations, nonprofits, we at the Department of Human Services administer food programs that directly impact American Indians. These programs, like I said, just include the SNAP Education, and SNAP Outreach. We have several representatives from those programs here today, and these programs support American Indians both on and off tribal land by offering culturally relevant and responsive services and initiatives. Throughout these services, tribes themselves are designing the programs across generations to create access to food, teaching people how to prepare healthy meals for themselves and their families. As you know, our tribal programs are already doing incredible work here in Minnesota. We applaud them for their hard work and success. At the department, we share this information with our federal partners at the USDA to exhibit the important and impactful work that you all are already doing. As I mentioned before, I just want to highlight really quickly the three main food assistance programs that we work on. The Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, SNAP, the Minnesota Department of Human Services contracts with 2 tribes here in Minnesota to administer and process SNAP benefits. Last year, we served about 416,000 Minnesotans on SNAP. In 2013, White Earth Nation began providing services for their members in 3 different counties in Minnesota. And just in August 2018, Red Lake Nation began providing SNAP services to members within the boundaries of Red Lake Nation. We also administer the SNAP Outreach Program with 2 American Indian nonprofits, one in Bemidji and one in Minneapolis. The goal of SNAP Outreach is to inform individuals with low incomes about the availability, eligibility, requirements, and benefits of SNAP. And we correct myths and misconceptions about SNAP so we can enroll potentially eligible folks. And then finally, SNAP Education, which we call SNAP Ed. The department contracts with 6 tribal nations across the state to administer the SNAP Ed program. And the goal of that program is to improve the likelihood that individuals eligible for SNAP will make healthy food choices, within a limited budget and choose physically active lifestyles. I know there's going to be a lot of conversation about that over the next few days. In 2018, about 15,400 Minnesotans participated in SNAP Ed courses. An additional 240,000 Minnesotans access related information, including websites and additional social media and health fair publications. That's a really broad reach, and we're very proud of that. At the department, we recognize and honor tribal sovereignty by partnering with each tribe individually to design the programming that meets the needs of the people we serve and the tribes serve. The SNAP Ed program allows greater access to healthy foods, emphasizes physical activity, and promotes hands-on approaches. Finally, we have large community gardens, or we support them, ongoing classes with Head Start and Early Head Start programs, nutrition education in tribal schools, and elder exercise programs are just a few examples of how these programs can work. In addition, we recognize the importance of culturally driven and responsive experiential learning, which allows for greater program success. It's truly an honor to work with the tribes and other partners on this work. In closing, thank you to the Shakopee Mdewakanton Sioux community, the University of Minnesota Healthy Foods, Healthy Lives Institute, and Seeds of Native Health for hosting this fantastic event. I know Nikki Farrago was really sorry that she couldn't be here today. The Department of Human Services is very honored to partner with American Indians and tribal nations by combining mainstream and American Indian communities' ideas, talents, and hard work. Together, we can raise awareness, spread knowledge, and develop additional solutions for American Indians to reach their full potential. We support the good work of all of you here today and of the tribes, and look forward to the next step we can take together to improve our community's health. Thank you so much, and we wish you the best over the next few days. Thank you.